Let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, there was a farmer boy. Every day and every night, he fed the pigs, he treated the cows, and he baled the hay. This is what he did year after year after year, and he looked forward to the day where someday he would be able to have his own farm with his own wife. One day, the farmer boy's city friend decided to reach out to Farmer Boy and tell him that he had found the most perfect girl for Farmer Boy, and so he was going to set Farmer Boy up on a blind date. Farmer Boy was pretty excited because out on the range, the only females that the Farmer Boy sees are cows and chickens. And so Farmer Boy got all ready, he put on his Farmer Boy hat and his Farmer Boy overalls and his Farmer Boy everything else, and he went to go meet the girl at the park. At the park, the city boyfriend was there, and he pointed to the date and he said, "This is your blind date." And what awaited Farmer Boy was a gangster woman. Now, this woman had the backs of the gangsters. She grew up with the gangsters. She was in with the gangsters. She was the best girl gangster you've ever seen. So Farmer Boy is looking at her like this is really my date. And Gangster Girl is doing the exact same thing. She's like, who's this dude? And the matchmaking friend realized that he might have been missing one key thing while matchmaking them. He may have missed the simple fact of actually asking the question, do these two people really expect the same thing from a relationship? And that's the question we're going to be asking today. So what do boys expect from girls in relationships, and what do girls expect from guys? Because if you're a farmer boy, you likely don't want to end up with a gangster. And if you're a gangster, you likely don't want to end up with a farmer boy. It's important to know what you expect out of dating, or else you're going to end up with the wrong person. No one wants that. So regardless of if you're a farmer or if you're a gangster, this video is for you as we explore the matchmaking questions on Love Stories with Grady. Hola, my name is Grady Wyzorek, and I'm a 22-year-old boy who has never dated a girl longer than 22 hours. And on today's episode, we are discussing what to even expect from that partner that you are looking to potentially date. Because if you're expecting them to, let's say, rub your back every single night, but then you find out that they're literally allergic to rubbing backs, well, that might be a disconnect. The less disconnects you have going into a relationship, I believe the better. You're not going to be able to figure out every single thing about a person before you date them. But if you do know what you'll expect from the other person, you'll know exactly what to look for when evaluating that person. Seem fair enough? This is part of an ongoing series based off of this 1957 book by Evelyn Millis Duvall called Facts of Life and Love for Teen-agers. And teenagers back then were like as mature as 40-year-olds now, so this series really applies to anyone who's in the process of either not dating or getting engaged or getting married. And so that's all of the things that are covered in this book. So what I'm really going to be exploring in this video is what people back in the 1950s said that boys should look for in girls and that girls should look for in guys. Now, this is not an exact guide, of course. This is just a matter of opinion. But it is interesting to hear what the boys back in 1957 said that they liked about girls. So girls, this is for you first. If you're trying to win a boy, they might be looking for these things, or this might be totally outdated from 1957. Let's find out. So this is from Lester Crow's study of more than 1,600 boys and girls between the ages of 14 and 17. So here's what a few 14-year-old boys said back in 1957. I like a girl who acts like a girl and not like a tomboy. All right, now we're getting controversial right away. I like a girl who is pretty and talks nice. I like a girl who doesn't hang around with a bunch of boys or tough girls. That boy clearly deals with some jealousy. This one is the most funny one I've read. I swear some of these are in here just as a joke. But a 14-year-old boy said as an answer to what boys look for in girls, he said, I would like her to be of average intelligence. Now, I do not know why that was the bar set for a girl. If I want anything from a girl, I want a girl with super average intelligence. Not too smart, not too dumb. No, I just want her to be average. My guess is that boy was average. 17-year-old boy. These 17-year-olds are getting a little bit more mature now. One says, I like a friendly smile. One says, I like a girl with plenty of good sense at parties. and dates. I like a girl to be a good dancer, a lot of fun, and to have a good sense of humor at the right time. Now this is a 17-year-old boy that I like. He says, I like a girl to be able to carry on an intelligent conversation. See, this 17-year-old boy, he ain't looking for no average girl. No, he's looking for an intelligent conversation. Basically, a boy just wants to be with a pleasant girl on a date. Simple as that. Now we're gonna find out what girls back in 1957 said they wanted in boys. The 14-year-old girl in 1957 said, I like a boy to be well-groomed. Another 14-year-old girl said, I like a boy who has good manners and isn't a show-off. Another said, I like a boy who knows how to get along with people. He should be neat and clean, courteous, kind, and considerate. I like a boy with intelligence, someone who knows how to talk about other things besides movies and baseball. That one was a 17-year-old girl. This girl right here, she has strong standards. This next one, this 17-year-old girl. And the thing is, these are younger people who are saying what they want in relationships, but these things don't really change. Regardless of if you're 17 and looking for a relationship, 27 and looking for a relationship, or 37 and looking for a relationship, you're likely going to want someone who can talk about more than just movies and baseball. Or maybe that's all you care about, who knows? Okay, so this girl has key standards. This girl, she really knows what she's looking for. I hope she found the right person. She has a lot of standards here. It's almost like she's like, I got the best boyfriend in the world, and so I'm gonna tell you about him. So this is what she says she likes about her boyfriend. At present, I like all the traits my boyfriend has. He is considerate, polite, ambitious, intelligent, punctual, kind, thoughtful, complimentary, just affectionate enough. Which, let me interrupt. What is affectionate enough? That's probably a whole nother video, but just affectionate enough? Is there like an affectionate scale where it's like not enough affection, not enough affection, not enough affection, just enough affection? And then too much affection, too much affection. How do you know? How in the world do you know what is just enough affection? I don't know. Maybe this girl is still alive. If she was 17 when this book was written, she would be around 77 now, so maybe I can find her and ask her. I can ask her if she married this guy and how it worked out for her. She continues by saying, and he has a wonderful personality which allows him to mix well with all groups of any ages. I'm glad you found the right one. Well done. Another 17-year-old girl says, I like a boy who is firm and stands up for what he thinks is right. So the main things that girls are looking for is A, someone who has good sense and is intelligent. B, is honest and straightforward. C, is an intelligent conversationalist, which the first step to being an intelligent conversationalist is learning how to say intelligent conversationalist without thinking about it. D, is willing to join a group and is well poised. And E, is appropriately dressed. However, there are some things that boys and girls do not like about each other. They don't like these things at all. So here are some things that you should avoid, according to Boys and Girls back in 1957. Boys are criticized by girls for being careless, thoughtless, disrespectful, sex-driven, and loud. Girls in this study were criticized by boys for being these things: less natural, whatever that means, more touchy, money-minded, unresponsive, childish, and flighty. Here are some reasons that men break off relationships, or a few reasons they did back in 1957. A, lack of interest. Girl, if the guy has lack of interest in you, that's more his problem than yours. But anyway, carry on. Low morals, if the girl's low morals, and finding out something unpleasing about her. And I have no idea what would be unpleasing about her. Maybe the fact that you thought you were going to meet up with a farmer girl on a date, but you end up meeting with a gangster instead. And here are the reasons that girls said they would break it off with the boy. Number 1, he shows disrespect to them. Number 2, they find out something unpleasant about him. And then if he gets too serious. Fair enough, girls. I find all this fascinating. But here's the most important thing to know. Girls look for a lot of things in guys. Guys look for a lot of things in girls. And a lot of it is really subconscious. A lot of people don't really know what they're looking for. They just click with some person, or they just have a feeling in their gut. But here's one important thing to remember. Don't try to change yourself too much in order to appease to someone else's expectations. There are things that you can improve, but if you wouldn't want to improve those things, if that other person wasn't in your life, then maybe you're not actually trying to improve. Maybe you're just trying to change to become more like that other person. And there are some things that you can't change. For example, girls might look for height in a boy. They might look for someone who is higher than them, that is taller than them. Well, boys, if you're short, that's not something that you can change. And the thing is, height doesn't make a man. And boys look for beauty, and girls, they tend to look for someone that is beautiful. But to the girls out there, if you're not what society deems as perfectly beautiful, that doesn't make you any less of a woman. The book here even says that a woman of ordinary looks may be more interesting, developed, and loyal than a glamour gal. That's how it calls beautiful girls in here, a glamour gal. So when you go into a date, whether it's a normal date, a blind date, it's important that you're not expecting perfection. That's not the point of dating. Just literally chill out, relax, have a good time, get to know each other, and then when you get to know each other, you can simply find out, is this the type of person that I would expect myself to be with? If it is, go on more dates. If it's not, don't keep on going on dates. For all we know, that farmer boy who ended up getting together with that gangster girl, maybe they did expect the same type of things. Maybe the farmer boy really wanted a hard worker, and that gangster girl, she was an expert at hustling on the streets. You never know who will be the right person until you figure out what you expect from a person and what they expect of you. Alright, that's all I have for you today. If you enjoyed this video, even a sliver, feel free to subscribe below. If you really want to make my day, you can comment below and say if you'd rather date a farmer or if you'd rather date a gangster. Alright folks, I will see you on the next episode of Love Stories with Grady, where we will talk about how to ask someone on a date. Bye-bye.